Alright, I'm getting started on my new Cyclekart here today. Just got the steel for my frame, going through getting it cut, and I'll go through how I welded it up and the Cyclekart plans that I put together to make this cart. This is 1 inch by 3 inch tubing, 16 gauge. It comes in a 24-foot stick that I got from H&R Steel. This is going to be the lower part of the frame. I'm doing a dropped frame, unlike the first cart where I did a solid straight frame. This here is the design that I drafted out for the new Cyclekart. You can see, if I come in here, how the frame will have the drop. This is the beam that I just showed you on the sawhorses, and this will be the upper part where the engine and the axle mounts. And this is just the front view, and again the top view here. Now my end result will look somewhat like this, except this cart's going to be slightly larger, as I found that people at 6 feet and taller were having a little trouble getting into this one. So I'm going to go a little bit wider with it, 3 inches to be exact. This one is 19 inches wide, and it's a little hard to get your hips in if you're a larger guy. So the next one is actually going to be 22 inches total width. Alright, I'm going to use my portaband to cut a 45 degree in the end of this frame rail. The end result will look like this, where I've already cut this one, the first frame rail. So I'll have 2 of these. This is how it fits into the design right along here, and then that's the 45 degree that you'll see. Then when I go back and do the upper frame rail, it'll have the same 45 degree here, because this will actually all be visible on the finished product, so that way it just kind of gives it a little bit more look than just being a straight line. Alright, I'll make the cut now with the portaband. Try to keep it as straight as possible. Alright, I have the cut down here. Now I'm just going to go back over with the file and just clean it up so there aren't any sharp edges on it. Alright, I have all the cutting done now. So I have all my full-length frame rails and the cross members are all cut. So at this point I think I'm ready to start shaping everything up. And alright, I'll go back through and get everything lined up. My lengths are all correct, and so now I can just get all the pieces in place and then get the welder out and tack everything together, and then I'll go back and run full beads. Okay, I got everything all lined up now, I think. Try to get everything all set to where everything is all nice and square for the lower part of the frame here. Measurements and everything are all nice and level. Everything is nice and square. So now it's time to start putting some tack welds on here to get everything held in place. I've set up the larger part of the frame on the ground for now, and now I'm going to move over to doing the rear section of the frame, which is where the engine will eventually be mounted in the rear axle, along with the bearings and everything. And I've got it all squared up just like I did with the first one, so I'll go back around, get everything all tacked together, and then on the next part I'll go ahead and attach it to the larger part of the frame and get that all tacked together. It started pouring rain on me outside, so I had to move everything in the garage and get everything dried off before the frame started rusting. So a little cramped up in here. I had to stick the existing Cyclekart in the corner over here, so keep it far enough away that the welding doesn't ruin it. But I have the frame pretty much together at the moment. I have it clamped where the two halves are going to go together. So now it's just a matter of going back and getting that tacked on, and then the whole thing will all be in one piece, and then I can go back and weld up all of the ends, or all the existing joints here. Now it's not as easy to see in here as it was outside, but I got the first side tacked down nicely, so now it's just a matter of going back and tacking this side. I went ahead and got it all squared up, make sure the frame is straight.